Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. Geeky Sparkles is sitting this video out, so I'm going to talk about tech. I like talking about tech and money, and I'm going to speculate on a couple of things here. And I want to disclaim this video before I go any further. This is pure speculation on my part, just a potential scenario I could see happening. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm not saying that there are any indicators that it's going to happen this way, but it is a possibility from where I'm sitting. I want to talk about Twitch and what's going on with Twitch and Amazon. And it feels to me like Amazon is getting ready to possibly divest itself of Twitch entirely. The thing is there aren't a lot of companies out there that have the resources to buy Twitch right now, or would even have interest in buying Twitch. You know, Microsoft tried Mixer and they wound up, shutting that down. Then they decided they were just going to throw in with Facebook Gaming, and then Facebook Gaming shut down. And, YouTube obviously has its own streaming, so it doesn't, Google doesn't need Twitch. However, potentially, possibly, maybe, I can think of someone else who might be interested in buying Twitch should Amazon put it up for sale, and that would be Peter Thiel. That would be Rumble. And it sounds wild, but I want to talk about this because, it actually logically makes sense. And he is one of the few people out there that actually has the money to do it. Currently, I would say Elon Musk, but he sunk $44 billion into Twitter, and Twitter has its own video capabilities and live streaming. Gaming doesn't seem like it's on the top of the priority list right now over at Twitter, but it would definitely help jumpstart Rumble into getting into content that's not political. And I want to talk about that too, because a lot of people have been on us. They're like, why aren't you guys on Rumble? Why haven't you guys gone to Rumble? We've actually had people from Rumble reach out to us. And I actually shot them down. I said, no, we're not really interested in Rumble, because Rumble is almost exclusively right-wing talking heads. And that's not really the content we produce, even though we've got freaking weirdos from Reddit and other places saying that's what we do and that's the kind of content we produce. That's not actually true. I mean, if I had it my way, we probably wouldn't be doing a lot of these news videos anyway. We'd be doing mostly art videos, animation videos, gaming videos, that kind of content, more middle of the road, apolitical content. Eventually that's the direction we want to go in and just kind of produce stuff like that. Right. But it feels like we have to address the elephant in the room, which is a lot of the nonsense going on in Silicon Valley and the censorship and the weirdness going on in the pop culture landscape before things can kind of go back to normal. And I think this is going to be the year where the pendulum swings back hard and we start to see more of these companies going back to center, and a lot of this far left, we'll call it wokeism getting walked back, that people are going to start going back to being saner and calmer until next year, because that's election year. So that's going to be real fun. But I think that, money and a lack of money is going to force people to come back to reality and be like, okay, now we have to make money. We have to focus on profit, and we have to focus on chasing audiences because we've chased them off, for so long. So let's talk about all of this, because there are some big changes coming in the social media landscape and the streaming space. And, it is concerning for a content creator like myself. I don't think YouTube is going to be the only game in town. I don't think YouTube should be the only game in town. It actually concerns me how much of the pie YouTube has, given how nebulous their reasons for demonetization and banning are, that they can ban you and kick you off the platform for whatever reason. There's not much you can do about it. Twitch is exactly the same way. They're actually worse in some regards. And we've actually had Twitch reach out to us. They're like a year ago, we actually have partner status over there, and I haven't done anything with it. Basically, I'll tell you the truth. This is probably gonna piss some people off. No, we actually got shortcut to the front of the line on Twitch. and because of our YouTube platform, and they said, you come over here, we'll, give you partner status and you can stream over here and whatever, at the time they were offering. And we just haven't really done much with it yet because we were going to maybe push our gaming content over there because it seems like YouTube doesn't really like gaming live streams that much, not like Twitch does. But now with everything going on with Twitch, I don't know if it's a good move. I really don't think it's a good move. I think there's too much uncertainty around Twitch, and we're going to talk about that. Why I think Amazon might be selling them and who might potentially buy them before we get into it any further. And I know I've gotten into it pretty far. I have been sick for a couple of days. I've been saving up. Right? Cut me a break. I'm on meds. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Almost 300,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, so we talked about this yesterday, that Amazon is gutting Twitch. Amazon's laying off 9,000 employees, 9,000 more employees. They've laid a bunch off already. And 400 of the 1,100 people working at Twitch. Now, that's a lot of people. That's like a third of their staff, more than a third of their staff. And if it were just that even, it might be like, okay, well, they're just cutting back. Well, no, they had their CEO bail a couple days before they laid all these people off. And they didn't tell people who was getting laid off. They're just like, hey, you're done or you're not done. And they look like little sad faces on the balloons. Probably are. So they laid off hundreds days after the CEO departure. They don't have a very big staff. And this is after they've taken a lot of hits, honestly. They have been cutting their subscription revenue for some of the top streamers last September. And this all screams financial trouble to me. Okay, this all is building a bigger picture here. Twitch is reducing top streamers' revenue from 70-30 to 50-50. And that pissed a lot of people off and they left. And before that, what was pissing people off was that they were banning people arbitrarily for wrongthink. You said something on Twitter we didn't like. We're gonna ban you, whatever. They've seen their biggest viewership drop in years. Again, this is December of last year. So their viewership is declining. It's a huge drop. And I think the revenue split has something to do with it. I think the politics have something to do with it. I think Twitch just isn't as attractive as it used to be. no pun intended, based on some of the people I've seen streaming. Anyway, so we've got that on one hand, right? And then on the other hand, we have Amazon CEO. We're going to do whatever we can do to cut costs. Now, here's the thing about big companies like Amazon. And again, I don't have any inside knowledge here. I don't know what's actually going on. I'm just looking at other companies and what they've done. And everybody thinks, well, if a company is profitable or a division is profitable, you would never sell it. It's like, well, no, sometimes it's not profitable enough. Disney has actually shut down divisions that were profitable. They just weren't profitable enough. When you're a company the size of Amazon, like, you really got to bring it. Like, you really have to bring it. And right now, as I understand it, Twitch brings in between $2 and $3 billion in revenue annually. Okay, in revenue. Now, that's total dollars being brought in. And a lot of those are going to be chats. They're going to be tips. So a lot of that money comes in the front door and goes out the back door. And they keep a percentage of it. I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is after they've already paid out. I don't think it is. I think this is total annual revenue. This is what Twitch is actually bringing in, and then their creators are getting a pretty big cut of that. So I'm personally going to say that what they actually get to keep, their actual profit is probably substantially less than this, if I had to guess, because it's $2.8 billion in 2022. And that seems like a lot of money to a normal person. That's a lot of money. However, we're talking about Amazon. Amazon makes $514 billion annually, and they're looking to cut costs. $2.8 billion is nothing when you're making $514 billion. It's not even the tax on, what I'm saying? It's like, it's not a lot of money. And they just gutted a third of the staff. And I think the reason that Amazon was investing so heavily in Twitch for a while. Well, one, the pandemic, people were locked in their houses, they're watching Twitch streamers, whatever, because they couldn't do anything else. But also they were chasing the esports chuck wagon. They were going to get big into esports. They were going to do the arenas. They were going to do all this stuff. And we've seen that whole scene implode. Like it's just imploded all over. Like G4, all these gaming blogs, all this, gaming culture stuff, corporate gaming culture. It's absolutely imploded. So they're probably going to look at this like Twitch is on the decline, and this whole video game thing, streaming thing, whatever, it's out of our wheelhouse. We don't want to be responsible for dealing with people, dealing with complaints or dealing with, hate speech, or more than likely dealing with the employees that are accusing us of fostering people who foster hate speech or any of this shit. Because there's a lot of issues you have to deal with when you're dealing with, social media. And that is kind of like Amazon just kind of pulled a Disney several years ago, and they went on a buying spree, and they bought a lot of nerd shit. They bought Comixology and they bought Twitch, and they were trying to get in on the nerd culture stuff, Lord of the Rings and all this. And we're seeing them kind of, not getting the return on this stuff that they were hoping they would. I'm trying to be polite. So anyway, yeah, even though there's been growth, there has been growth with Twitch. Again, I wonder how much of this Amazon can keep. And, if it's declined since then, I don't know. I have no idea. But again, $2.8 billion, best case scenario is still a drop in the bucket. Amazon laying people off. They laid off more than a third of the staff of Twitch. That is not a good sign at all. I don't care what planet you're on. So what do I think is going to happen? Again, my personal opinion, based on what I've seen with Comixology. Again, Comixology was profitable. As I understand it, Comixology, if it were an independent company, it was profitable, based on the fact that they don't really produce much of anything themselves. They have a couple of originals, but mostly they just publish other people's stuff. And they have a skeleton crew running that, and other publishers give them content, but they still got rid of it because it wasn't profitable enough. Comixology basically got snapped. I don't think they'll snap Twitch. I think Twitch has some value. However, the people that have the money or would have the inclination to buy Twitch again are limited. Microsoft tried and failed at gaming streaming. Facebook tried and failed to stream games. YouTube doesn't need them. Twitter, I don't think Elon Musk could do it even if he wanted to, and I don't think he would. I think he would just build his own thing. So that basically leaves us with alternative media. That leaves us with alternative media. That leaves us with something like Rumble. Rumble is doing very well. Rumble just signed Steven Crowder. Now, disclaimer, I am not a Crowder fan. I don't think I've ever watched Crowder. I've watched a couple clips here and there. I know he's the change my mind guy. And I think I watched the clip where he was asking Amazon who Jesus was or something, Alexa. And that's about it. I think that's the extent of my knowledge of Steven Crowder. I know he had a blowout with the Daily Wire. I don't follow the right-wing talking heads. Contrary to popular belief, I really don't give a shit. I do like Russell Brand, though. I think he's all right. But for the most part, I don't follow these people. I don't give a shit about the drama going on or whatever. However, Rumble signed Steven Crowder, and they've signed some other folks. I think they did sign Russell Brand exclusively, too. Peter Thiel is the guy behind Rumble. Peter Thiel was smart and pulled his money out of SVB, which means Peter Thiel's probably, well, he's still got $50 million in there. It's like a drop in the bucket compared to what he's actually got, I guess. But apparently he's one of the only guys left in Silicon Valley that would have the money to buy something like Twitch if he wanted to. So why would they? Well, let's see here. Crowder tweeted that they've got 170,000 people on watching it live. Now, I don't know if those numbers are verified by a third party. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea. But if they're starting to pick up an audience on Rumble, they need to really damn quick start getting some normie content on there. So this is where I'm kind of going with it, because buying something like Twitch and integrating it into Rumble would be a shortcut into getting normies on the platform. The reason we have not gone on to Rumble, the reason we have not gone on to Odyssey, And I would say Rumble more so than Odyssey. Rumble is basically, this is the home. I'm not even signed in. I don't even have an account on Rumble. I'm not even signed in. What I am looking at is all right-wing talking heads. You know, that's it. It's all right-wing talking heads. What's trending? I guarantee you it's all politics. Steven Crowder, Dan, what's his face? Again, I don't watch these people. I have no fucking idea. I don't know who's Russell Brand, Breitbart. You know what I'm saying? You see a pattern here? Oh, there's Ricada. You see a pattern? Yeah. The reason I could see Rumble buying something like Twitch, if big, huge, massive, if it would go up for sale, is that they have to get apolitical content onto this platform ASAP. The reason we're not on there is because it is almost exclusively catering to right-wing political pundits, people who are very interested in politics, and that's it. You know, and I understand. I get people, they're like, well, you got to understand because YouTube kicked a lot of these people off. Yeah, I get that. I completely get that. But what I'm not seeing are funny cat videos. I'm not seeing animation. I'm not seeing normie content. So as a normie, if people are like, oh, there's a YouTube alternative called Rumble. Okay, well, let's go to Rumble and see what is going on here. Holy hell, it's almost all politics. You know, okay, we got some gaming here, but there's not very many people watching. You know, there's 19 people watching people play games. You know, they're watching, hundreds of thousands of people are watching political talking heads. So from my point of view, I'd be like, well, if Twitch were for sale and it were a shortcut to bring a massive normie audience over to the platform, and you could get it cheap enough, and Amazon wanted to get rid of it badly enough, which I'm telling you, I think they do. If they were really in the Twitch business, they would be allocating more resources to Twitch, but we're seeing signs that they're trying to make it make more money, that they're cutting the revenue share. That means that they're hard up for cash, and that the CEO is leaving after 16 years. Nah, Twitch is not in a good place right now. I can almost guarantee you that they're going to, if they could offload it, they would do it. We're going to see a lot of these streaming companies, streaming networks combine to survive because there are too many of them. And right now the money's running out, you know, and that's it. So if Theo could actually buy Twitch off of Amazon, merge it into Rumble, well, one, the shrieking would be immense. Could you imagine? I mean, you thought people were upset when Elon Musk bought Twitter, and we were told that could never happen. I was told I was full of shit when I said, I think he's going to do it. People said, no, you're full of it. And I said, no, he's totally going to do it. He wouldn't be joking about it. I actually called, and I'm not always right about this stuff, but he was making jokes about it. I said, guys like Elon Musk don't publicly make jokes about shit unless they're serious. And he was making jokes about it. And people were like, oh, he's just trolling. I'm like, no, I think he's serious. I think he's seriously thinking about buying Twitter. And people are like, there's no way. No one man can buy Twitter. I'm like, if you're the richest man in the world, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You know, Peter Thiel's got a lot of money. He could totally buy Twitch. And he could probably get cheap because I think Amazon just wants to offload as much stuff as they can. $2.8 billion in revenue annually, best case scenario. Again, I do believe a lot of that money is going back to the creators. I think they're counting all the revenue and not, you know, taking out like, well, yeah, like half of that's going back to the creators. That's a drop in the bucket. I mean, Amazon's looking to cut costs and they're making over $500 billion annually, and they're still freaking the fuck out about money, you know? So yeah, would they sell it? I think they would. I think they totally would. And I think they'd probably fire sale it because it's on the decline. Twitch is on the decline. They would probably fire sale it and be like, here, you can have Twitch. You can merge Twitch into Rumble. But by God, wouldn't people freak the fuck out if that happened? It would be amazing. So, because Twitch has become another one of those platforms. It's become kind of a bastion of, you know, far left activists, and to be thrown onto a platform like Rumble, all these people to get mixed in with Rumble, like you've got the dear girl, they, them streaming some, you know, foofy indie slice of life sandbox game next to freaking Steven Crowder on Rumble. Could you imagine that? Wouldn't that be hilarious? That would be hilarious. Now, I'm not saying it would happen, or they could even if it did happen, they could keep the two services separate. But I'm saying that I do believe Amazon is probably looking to sell it. And there are very few people that can buy it. And I think that Rumble probably could. If something like that would happen, that Rumble would actually get more normie content on it, we might even consider doing something on Rumble. I mean, I don't know what to do yet. I think what I'm worried about for us is, I don't want to dilute our YouTube audience, because, we built an audience on YouTube. If we did stuff on Twitch anyway, we were going to do gaming. We weren't going to do, our news content. But beyond that, like, I don't want to go over there right now, because I'm just like, look, it's all politics. We're not going to get the audience we want. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really got to work on that. Rumble, if you're listening, I know you guys listen because you had one of your guys reach out to us. If you're listening, you really got to work on getting the normie content over there, because this is going to scare people. People are going to come over and they're just going to see, Alex Jones and all this shit on your homepage. And they're going to be like, I just want funny cat videos and like gameplay videos. And what the hell is this? And I get it. I get that a lot of these people, they're homeless right now, and they're finding another platform. And I completely get that. I understand that. But, if you want a political audience, and the vast majority of video content consumers, that 80% in the middle, they're not going to want to be hit upside the head with politics on either side of the aisle. If they want that, they're going to go watch CNN, or they're going to go watch Fox News or something like that. Right. So my personal recommendation, not that it's worth much, because I don't have the audience that Steven Crowder has, is if you're going to highlight videos on the homepage, put more normie content on there so you don't scare the straights. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because if not, you're going to have people being like, oh my God, everything Twitter said is true. It's the bastion of the alt-right. So, and I just see politics. Holy shit. It's all politics. Yeah, guys, you really gotta work on this, I think. But we'd get lost in the shuffle. That's the thing. People are like, why don't you go over there? I'm like, we'd get lost. We'd absolutely positively get lost. Although this looks pretty cool. Easter-inspired bunny rabbit pastries. See, this is what... Okay, but I had to... Look, dude, I had to scroll all the way to the bottom of the fucking page. Politics, a little bit of gaming, a little bit of sports, all the way to the bottom of the page. And there we got there's some cooking. And how many views did the cooking... Here, cooking Chanel. How many views does this video get? It's got 143 followers. They got 900 views. But you go to you got 33 cents. They got 33 cents off of this. Now, see, this is the kind of stuff that would be front paged on YouTube. I'm just saying, like, you really got to maybe strike it and reverse it, in my opinion. But, I'm not the billionaire running the site, so I have no idea. But no, I'm just putting it out there. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if it could happen. I don't know what's going on. I do believe, however, that Twitch will be up for sale at some point in time. In the very near future, because they're just not putting resources into it, and it is on the decline. So plus their employees are giving them headaches, and you put a huge target on yourself when you give your employer a headache. Like, hey, yeah, we got to cut some people, and you know what? Yeah, we've been getting a lot of negative headlines from these people, and they keep complaining. Now they want to unionize, now they want to this, and now they want that, and they want to get paid twice as much. And yeah, hey, you know what? Let's just sell the company. Let's just lay them all off, buy them out and start over. Because we don't want to be in this business anymore. So I think they're going to sell at some point in the not too distant future. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. I'm going to wrap it up. I've gone on for too long. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants here on YouTube. And I'll talk to you guys later.